When building an eco-friendly home, it's real important to work with professionals to get the best information and input when we go through that design process. Once you start a project, it's really hard to change things midstream. So again, I think it's real important. Hi, I'm Dave Sweet, and thank you for joining me today. Last time we get together, we were over at the building lot with Dave Lee from Rings End Lumber, kind of going over a materials list and what's involved in the next process. You know, we have the foundation in, we're getting ready to bring the framer in, and we want to make sure everything's on that timeline and we have the appropriate material. And just following through with that, today we're here with George Keithan at CES over in Middletown, and we're going to talk about what's involved in some of the energy rating and the other things that go on with that thermal envelope. They're quite an amazing firm. They do everything related to engineering, whether it be mechanical, structural, or some of the energy stuff. But today, you know, with our eco-friendly home, we're really going to focus on some of that, just that building envelope, and get some good information on there. They're a great resource. So let's go meet George and find out a little bit more about his company. Hey, George. How are you?
Dave. Welcome to our office.
Right, this is quite a place. I hadn't seen this.
Thank you.
The time we met before was at the job site, and you know, never really saw the size of this company. You looks like you do all kinds of things here, huh?
Yeah, we do. We do a lot of energy work as well as mechanical and electrical systems for buildings. So that's what we design. But I suppose our passion is in the conservation, both of having good mechanical electrical systems for saving energy as well as building envelopes. So it's really what we do. And so welcome to our place.
Wow, I'm impressed. Maybe we could take a little tour or something.
Yeah,
like
absolutely. I'd love to take you to show you around.
All right.
So Dave, you know, we have done quite a few projects. We do a lot of residential, but we also do commercial projects, institutional. So it ranges, a lot of schools. This I got to show you. This is our Salvation Army Can Award. So we every year we do a big award program. We did over 14,000 cans for our local Salvation Army this year, so we're very proud of this.
That's a great cause.
And that's the award for the award-winning team,
Yeah.
which is great. But yeah, so you know, we work on schools throughout New England and apartments. So yeah, a lot of residential, and mostly our residential is custom residential work.
Okay.
So it really gets us in with the homeowners, which is very important to us.
Right.
So we do we perform an energy model for residential, and that's called a home energy rating or home energy rating system, which is where the HERS rating.
Okay, that's
and that is by an organization, national organization called ResNet. And ResNet really was brought in by the Department of Energy. And way back when, they were trying to figure out what was the benefit of saving energy in your house to your mortgage. And if you could save $100 a month in energy, you should be able to have a larger mortgage of $100 so that the net out of your pocket is the same, but in essence, you'll be spending less in energy overall in time. So it all started way back when for that, and now it's nationally recognized. We have 4 HERS raters in our firm, and that includes things like blower doors and insulation tests. So it really is to try to grab hold of the whole building of a home and to understand the mechanical systems, how to heat it and cool it, how to keep it insulated, and how to deal with the cost-benefit ratio. So everything we do has a how much energy will we be spending in pure dollars and cents, and we can start doing alternatives, and that's what we really have done for your home as well.
Well, George, you had emailed me this little summary sheet here that was kind of talking about that HERS rating, and I mean, is this what comes out of a computer program, or what do you do?
Yeah, so this is from our what's called REMrate, which is our computer modeling software for residential. And as a matter of fact, let me show you on the screen here what we got going and how we came up with those numbers. So Dave, so we have up here on the screen really what the REMrate is all about.
What does REM mean? Just real quick.
It's basically a residential modeling software, which is REMrate.
Oh, okay. Oh, rate and as in
a rate. So it's it is the program that ResNet provides so that everybody in the country uses the same program. So there's really no New England is different than Alberta, Mexico.
Right.
You know, it is really that we have a unified system, and we have all have individual third-party reviewers and providers. So everything that we do actually goes to another provider who audits our work. every project gets audited, every project gets signed off, because it has something to do with money. And when it has something to do with money, people want an audit. So that is just the program at hand. And you can see that on this is just a component summary of your house, as a matter of fact. And you know, this component summary, what it does is it says where all of your losses are, or where all your energy needs are. So you can see that in your house, infiltration has millions of BTUs of in the heating season required for infiltration. And then there's the slab and the doors and the above grade walls and windows. So we could take this and we look at every component, and we both go into the heating mode and we look at the cooling mode. You see, wow, we have a lot of cooling requirements for your windows.
Right.
Well, that makes sense because your windows, as we just talked about earlier, were an R value or U value of about a 0.3, which is a wall value of about an R3, versus your wall, which has an R value of about 40. So it's a 10 to 1, 12 to 1 ratio. So you would expect to need have more heating go out of your windows. Ultimately, what you'll have here, which is your home energy rating certificate. So when it's all done and we can confirm everything, this will tell you all the parts and pieces, and you actually will get a label on your panel saying here is the rating of your system. And it talks about what your heating system is, what your R values are, what your lighting fixtures were planned, and then also talks about what your home energy rating is. So this is the way I like to look at this best, is saying your home would need 5% of the energy of a standard home built in the United States. Wow. So you're going to be 95% more efficient than the standard home with your house. Wow. So if we had a home energy rating of 0, you would have 0 energy needed from outside sources to support your house during the entire annual cycle.
Well, you know, from the onset of this whole design process was, I didn't go out and say I need a zero net home. I said I want to have a very energy efficient home that's comfortable to live in, and also affordable and repeatable. You know, it may, hopefully people that are watching, you know, some of this information that we're throwing out there that may want to do it themselves, we want it to be affordable too, to try to distill through all these nuances or way to do things and still come up with a great system, but still being cost conscious. Well, that's awesome. That's some great information here, and you know, looking forward to hearing some more, you know, and we'll maybe fill out some of those energy forms there and get that going.
Okay, excellent.
I noticed coming in, George, you have a lot of PV panels or renewable energy. Do you really produce much here? Or?
Yeah, so we've been doing solar PV for years now, and right now we have about 50% of the energy that we produce, about 50% of the energy that we need for our building. We have ground mounts, and we have awning mounts and roof mounts, and we have a tracking system, and it's all done to show our clients that you can do this and it works.
Well, that's awesome, because really, you know, when you're designing something, you know, if you make it very energy efficient anyhow, that's great. And now this is just over the top. Well, that was some great information, George. I really appreciate you taking the time out to sit with me and to go over all those things. And just that rating thing alone is quite helpful. You know, we can play with the windows and some of the wall constructions and, you know, get out that number.
Right, and you know, we really enjoyed training. You know, you saw from our website, we do a lot of that. We actually train architects and builders and owners, because we want to really disseminate this information out to people. It's not always easy to find, and sometimes people have, you know, their own agenda, and we're just here to try to do it from a systemic point of view. We're not selling a product. We don't sell a different system. So it's really important to use an independent, someone who isn't tied to that latest and greatest newfangled thing. You want an unbiased opinion, and that's really what we do, and that's why we do the training for it.
Well, that's awesome. That's
Great.
awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate your time,
Good.
and I'll be in touch on that and see what goes on.
Excellent.
So awesome.
Okay, thanks,
right.
Dave.
Well, that was great. You know, meeting with George here over at the company and going through all the things that we need, and we just even heard some good milestones there, and I've kind of marked those down, what's involved and what's next. So again, great. Thanks for joining us today.